Welcome. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm excited. I hope everyone else is excited to be here. Welcome to SecDSM. So we'll go and get tonight started. So, as always, SecDSM is officially rated PG-13. That means that we get one public F-bomb and a little bit of nudity. It's quite okay, just brief though. So we are an educational entity. Don't do illegal things here. We actively seek engagement from law enforcement. There are law enforcement officers here. Whether or not you know that, they are here. I know them. They're here. And we like them to be here, so because they're cool guys. If you have an idea or someone or something is bothering you, this is your board. That was an earlier picture of me when I had longer hair. That's me. Go find one of these guys. Our code of conduct is out on secdsm.org/about. To get a hold of us, email us, admins@secdsm.org, or hit us up on Slack. We're all there. If you don't know us, make it a point to introduce yourself. Here's our code of conduct. We believe that our mission cannot be achieved without a harassment-free community. We expect you to, Harassment is defined and applies to all SecDSM members. Report it to us. There's our contact information. If you have problems with somebody or something, come seek us. So, transparency report. The space and the beer that's on tap anyway is provided by Forge. Please, and I'm gonna say this 2 times. Do not go past where the linoleum stops on the south side. By the tent, off limits. Anything past the tent, off limits. The tent, off limits. That's workspace. There are people that are still here that are working. Leave them alone. You don't belong down there. Again, where the linoleum stops, off limits. The food, we provided the food tonight, SecDSM. That will kind of be an ongoing thing. And then our sponsor tonight is Cisco. One other thing. So as the food gets plated and set out, clean up after yourselves. So when you're done with your plate or your glass, take it into the kitchen. If there is somebody that is actively loading the dishwasher, there should be a metal tray. Put it on the metal tray. If there is no one there, then open up the dishwasher, find a spot for your dish, put it in. We're all adults. We all know how to do the dishes. So real quick though, a round of applause for the people that help us, Forge and Cisco tonight. Thank you very much, guys. I thought it was pretty cool that Cisco brought some koozies, because those might come in hand tonight. So we are officially celebrating our 2-year anniversary. That means 24 meetings of SecDSM. So yeah, how about that, guys? That's awesome. So some things, I wanted to kind of look back. So some things that we've been able to achieve. We got some new board members that are these guys. We started a chapter, which is SecIC. And that was pretty awesome. It's a pretty recent thing for us, kind of expanding and being able to take our mission into additional areas and continue to grow the communities of education. We adopted a formal code of conduct, which is pretty cool. We put a lot of effort into it. We stole it from some other people, which is awesome. So, code of conduct. We also bought an ATM, which was, I thought, pretty cool. So when we do our CTFs that we host, we now have an ATM available for you to hack. And tonight, we introduced a beer. So I don't know another city sec in the nation that has their own beer. So this is pretty unique. The beer is over there in the beverage, I don't know, things, bowls. Go help yourself to a beer. Assuming that you're overage, remember that there are law enforcement officers here. When you take that bottle out of the ice, please, there's some rags, yellow rags, dry it off because we don't have any coasters. We don't want to leave water rings on any of this. The Forge welcomes us here. We want to continue to be welcomed here. A question. Are we saving the bottles? No, take them home. They are limited edition run labels, so you probably won't see those labels again. So that's that.
There's root beer in the middle too.
Oh, and if you don't drink, we don't want to force beer on you. There is root beer in the middle of those 2 beverage buckets. So enjoy some root beer. I would like to take, as we're talking about beer, take a moment to introduce Ben, who actually brewed the beer, and I'd like him to explain the beer, because there's a lot of work and effort that went into that.
So we brewed 15 gallons of a Scotch ale. I give it a B to a B minus. It's a big cloudy winter beer. We did that because it's cold and it's February, and why not do that? So it didn't dry out totally. It's about 5.5%, 6% alcohol. And we bottled it and thought it was fun. We'll probably do this again with a different beer and get a little better at it, but we wanted you to taste a City Sec beer. We thought that was fun to do. So we'll do a summer one in the summer, and that's it. Feel free to take a bottle or 2 or 3. I don't want to take it home. My wife doesn't want me to take it home. All those bottles are in my kitchen. But they're carbonated, and not like carbonated like old school. Like I purge the bottles with CO2. I've got a beer gun, so those will hold for a month or two. So please take all the beer there, and when those vessels are empty, we've got more in a cooler underneath. So please take as much as you can or want. We appreciate it. And as Brandon said, there is 8 root beers in the middle. They have the same label, but those are of course NA, and you'll see in the cap it says IBC root beer. Please take those if you don't want to drink or you can't drink. That's it.
Thanks, Ben. All right, cool. So there's a little bit about the beer. Slides work. Okay, so last year, I thought this was pretty cool. We had 18 unique speakers and 11 unique sponsors. So this is the list of all the people. If you recognize a name on there, please take a moment to say thank you to them. Without these people, SecDSM wouldn't be what it is today, and you guys would, I don't know, go home and waste time doing something else. So round of applause for all these people that have helped us in the last year. Cheers. I appreciate it. So we've also done a lot of CTFs. So the CTFs that we ran, besides Iowa, Central Iowa, that's Secure Iowa CTF, and Central Con. So here's some pictures of that. Super successful. This is something that we want to continue doing and offering to conferences. We might change the format a little bit and how we interface with the people that want to do those. It takes a lot of time and effort to put on a CTF. So, you know, it's pretty fun.
So don't go ahead.
So what? Oh, no, the CTF, the mini CTF is not active yet. So we also were able to accomplish some cool things at some CTFs. So these are all the CTFs that we won throughout 2017. So they're all pictured here. I'm a big fan of our hacking in the dark with no power at GurCon. That was pretty fun. So what we got: Wild Wild West, GurCon, DerbyCon, Circle City Con. The car hacking CTF. There weren't too many pictures at GurCon. So that was second place for, they almost won a really crappy van. That's pretty fun. CTFs are a great way to learn and a great way to network with people, and always good shenanigans. But my favorite win from last year was our first place finish at Capture the Packet at DEF CON, and our second place finish at the Car Hacking Village CTF. So a great team with the Car Hacking Village stuff. Tom and I took care of the Capture the Packet. But the coolest part is that we got a black badge or an Uber badge to DEF CON. So we'll be introducing a scholarship. So there's going to be an application on our website where you can go, and we use all of our black badges that we win at these contests to send somebody that otherwise wouldn't be able to go to that conference. So we lend out our black badges. So soon there will be a scholarship. Actually, it's already there. It's just secdsm.com/scholarship. It's just not advertised anywhere. Yeah, where was that one? That was a mini CTF. You all lose. I'll introduce Aaron, who is our new treasurer. He's going to go over our financial transparency. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. All right, let's make this quick because nobody wants to hear me talk. How's it going?
I'm connected.
You're connected. I can keep walking. It makes it more interesting. Well, now I got to put my beer down.
Hey,
this is hard. I did walk away. All right. So, apparently everybody liked the new polos and the new swag because we had a bunch of income come in last month, which is awesome. New polos are sweet. If you don't have one, go see Mr. Matt White. Let's see, what do we got? We had net revenue of $1,080. Expenditures of $1,546 so far over the last rolling 4 months. We got $1,488 so far of income this year. And the only notable expense in January is we paid $300 for an ATM machine. Yes. So there is a new CTF in Tom Pole's basement. There's an ATM machine. You might have to get in the house somehow first. That may or may not be part of the challenge. I'm sick of those ATM fees. All right. And then you can see our QuickBooks and our checking does balance. We have 4734.74 at the moment. And once again, thank our lovely sponsors. Go talk to Cisco because they make a lot of this possible.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. So one change that we did have that that kind of impacts our financials is that we are now responsible for providing the food. So Pillar, we're still very happy with them, but we will have the pizza is our expense every month. So that's one. So we rely very heavily on our sponsors. We actually offered up a new sponsorship availability to help set off some of those costs. So we also increased our sponsorship from $300 to $400 for a sponsorship. And then now we're offering a CTF sponsor. So the mini CTF might change a little bit. So for $300, we're going to customize that mini CTF to that sponsor's business model or whatever they want us to do, really. So I assure you, the CTF, the mini CTF, will never become a sponsor advertisement. We always have full control over that, but just keep that in mind. We needed to offset some of our expenses somehow. Okay, so now we're kind of into regular SecDSM 101. So we meet the third Thursday of every month. That's today. February was a little weird, so some of the events that would normally fall before us are falling the week after us. So there's that. So like SecDSM Drink Night, aka the women's meetup thing, is actually next week. I thought it was yesterday. I didn't show up though, fortunately. So on Slack, this community extends outside of this meeting, right? So it's a monthly meeting, but we chit chat all the time. The community's got 321 members, up from 296 last month. Sign up on the website if you haven't already. I highly suggest you do. Swag. Polos, we got new polos, t-shirts, patches, which I think are pretty cool, $5. Go see this guy if you want one. Upcoming events, so there's conferences that we're gonna go to. It's, I was excited to put, besides Las Vegas and DEF CON up here, it's getting to be time for Summer Hacker Camp. So that's cool. All right, mini CTF, the moment that everyone's been waiting for. I just push enter, man. Is now live. So go to ctf.secdsm.org/February, do the things. Here's the deal though. You have to discreetly tell me the code. If you hoot and holler that you won, I will remove your win. Discreetly tell me. For what it's worth, I had to teach Tom Pohl how to solve the CTF, so it might be a little challenging, but it's okay. Yeah, actually I didn't. My laptop that I taught to teach Tom taught Tom. So hobbies. I'm going to introduce James Beal. James Beal. He's going to talk about some hobbies and then do the news. A round of applause for James while he walks, and we switch the mic.
Nothing makes me feel prettier every month than putting on this awesome Brittany mic. I can't see the slides. All right, Hobbies channel. Started a Hobbies channel a long time ago. Another good reason to jump in Slack if you're not in already. Talking with all of us about technology is the Hobbies channel. We got a bunch of movies coming up in March. I'm going to throw something out there pretty quick because Tomb Raider is coming up on March 16th. We tend to try and get together, go to Flicks, and check out a film. So I'll usually coordinate that, throw something out in the Hobbies channel, see who wants to go, and then we'll turn around and see who's going, and we'll get tickets and things like that. We've done some shooting range stuff, obviously because of the weather. That's been on hold. We'll get that going here once the weather gets nicer. And then there's been some talk in the general channels about the Ragbri team. We brought this up last month as well. But if anyone's interested, go ahead and jump on our Slack, and we can talk about that in the Hobbies channel or start your own. All right, for SecDSM news, 5 quick news stories. First up, the fitness tracking app. If you didn't hear about this, there's a company called Strava that makes a fitness tracking app. Actually works with a device. Unfortunately, they published all the information on purpose to the web. A security researcher found out that you could use this information to track anyone that was actually using the device. That only led to a problem when it was used to figure out where large military installations were that are secret. So when you take a look at the maps, if you look this story up, you can see some military bases out there we don't admit that we've got people staffed at. While I was in the military and the Air Force, we had a drug enforcement Army unit that was on base that wasn't supposed to be, except you'd go in the gym and you'd see a bunch of Special Forces Army dudes all jacked, working out all the time, and they had T-shirts on with their unit involved. So it was a, another one of those lovely secrets. So this happens all the time, but that was pretty funny. This one, you could pwn Linux devices with a USB stick. If you haven't seen this one, anybody running KDE Plasma, if you used any of these characters in the volume label and plugged the USB stick in, it would run the script that you put within those characters. So I believe this has been patched at this point, but if you get someone that hasn't patched yet, you could jack with your buddy's machine just by sticking your USB stick in. This one was to go along with our lovely coin hive and Monero mining and stuff like that, which we've had in the news for the last couple months. Those have shown up recently. They're actually taking over of ransomware. Instead of lock machines, everybody's actually using crypto mining at this point. I believe it was Salon, if I'm not mistaken, just this week or last week, that changed over their ad blocker. So if you want to use your ad blocker, you have to agree to run crypto mining on your machine, or you turn your ad blocker off. This one was a third-party JavaScript package that unfortunately that many or more sites used, including US government and UK government sites. So if you went to them, you were getting coin mining running on your system. This one, the police took down this huge carding operation. It started off as a basic carding forum and actually became one of the largest ones. I believe the look back on the details on this one was at least over $500 million worth of carding operations going on. So those of us in the retail space and anyone else who processes credit cards, this is a awesome takedown. I did enjoy the fact that it didn't just say Team America World Police right in front of it. And then to go along with our crypto mining, a couple of Russian nuke scientists decided that they wanted to mine for some Bitcoin, right? Seems like a good idea. So they used their, I believe, over 1 petaflop supercomputer to turn around and mine Bitcoin with. Instead of their laptops, they were instantly caught and arrested by the FSB, and that seems like a really bad thing if you're over in Russia already as a nuke scientist and you get nailed by the FSB for Bitcoin mining. That seems like a good way to spend some time in the frozen north. That is it for news. I blew through that pretty quick. We also like to do job announcements. So if anyone is looking for a job, and as I've offered many, many times, wants to get up here and interview in front of everybody, you're more than welcome. I'm sure we would all have some questions. But more specifically, if anyone has a job that they would like to announce at their company, we would love to have you come up here and talk about it, announce it out to a room of, I don't know, close to 100 of us that are potentially experienced and well-known in the industry, that type of thing in the area. So anyone have a job position open they want to talk about? Anyone? Going once, going twice? Brittany, Mike, hand off.
Okay, at Principal Financial Group, we're going to be looking for a cloud security architect, and we're really looking for somebody with 5 years of experience that can come in and help us evolve our cloud security program at Principal.
Excellent. Anyone else? Anyone? Going once? All right. I think that covers it. We're good to go. I'll hand it back over to Brandon to wrap things up for the 101, and we'll get ready. All right, man.
Thanks, James. All right. So what do we got tonight? So 101, it's done. News, done. Thank you, Beal. So first up is Jared, who's going to be talking about passive Ethernet taps. We'll take a small break. His talk should last about 10 minutes. And then we got Eric. And I'm really excited about this. We're going to have some fun tonight, so I hope you brought your laptop. We will actually be doing some hacking. I'll let him explain that. At 8:50, hopefully we can do a CTF walkthrough. I don't know if maybe someone will solve it or not. Tom couldn't. And then by 9, we got to get out. So sometimes we go out to a bar afterwards, but you can't be in here after 9. So here's your cue. If the music shuts off, that is the time to go. So we try to be respectful of the people that help us out here tonight. So 9 o'clock is hard stop. So next month, we don't have anything for next month aside from Tool being in the side room. It's there if you want to do some lockpicking. Go check out the Tool chapter. But yeah, so we need talks for next month. So submit talks. I'm gonna make it a little bit easier hopefully soon. So there's gonna be like a submit a talk form on the website. So if you don't want to learn Git, you can just submit a form. And that's it. My slide deck won't let me go any further. So thanks guys, we'll take a small break and then resume back at 6:30.